Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the week, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. So, for your key to the week this week, you have the Hanged Man, right? So take it easy, take a moment, take a beat. Don't rush it, don't force it, don't push it. This week you are being asked to really just take a moment to observe where you're at in all of these different areas so that you can reassess and reevaluate where you are in life and more importantly where you would like to go from here. Now, for your actions and options this week, you've got the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, usually an earth sign male, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. This could be somebody that comes in to assist or to support you, especially on a spiritual level. So this would be like an earth sign person who maybe is playing a spiritual advisor to you, maybe somebody who is helping you dig around into what you need on a spiritual level, or maybe helping you see something from a very different perspective. Now, the other thing is as well, because the King of Pentacles can very often show up as like a promotion, right? So if you're chasing a promotion or something like that at work in your professional life, maybe, just maybe, the Hanged Man is saying to you, look, this isn't necessarily the right time for expansion. It's not necessarily the right time for growth. And, you know, I don't ever want to tell anybody not to grow. However, this might be a time where you need to kind of chew what's on your plate at this moment in time rather than adding sort of more to it. So take a moment to really think about and reassess where you're at before you sort of move forward. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, interestingly enough, if there is a monetary aspect to the things that you're trying to do or to achieve at this moment in time, the money that you need, the resources that you require are available to you. All right, so that's the good news. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is a great card for communication because it means that the right people that you need to invest in you, whether this is time, money, resources, maybe even connections, etc., are making themselves known. This is you forging the right connections with people that can actually help you and your endeavors. The one thing that I will say with this though, you might need to be really firm on your boundaries as to what that is, because there's a possibility that whoever this Queen of Wands is, maybe they come in and they kind of try to take over. I don't think this is from a place of malice. It might just be that they kind of get carried away. So this is like, you know, maybe you ask a friend to help you with your wedding, and before you know it, they turn into like the support bridezilla, if you like, right? Like something along those lines. Now, for those of you that are oh gosh, come on brain. Yeah, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this with the King of Pentacles, the money that you need is available to you. If you are planning to study, to go back to school in any way, or to gain some sort of new qualification, etc., that Hanged Man is just asking you to take a moment, to take a beat. Is this really the right time to add more to your plate? Is the question that you are really being asked. And when it comes to working with or collaborating with other people, that Queen of Wands, so usually a fire sign woman, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you just need to make sure that the footing is equal, right? Whatever you sort of take that to mean, you know, dig around into. Now, when it comes to your, those of you that are employed by somebody else, watch out for the office talk this week. Pay attention to the relationships of the higher ups, because there does seem to be something brewing in there. And also, this week I would say to you, really take time to pay attention to who your allies are, right? Who are the people that can actually help and support you? Who are the people that actually are, what's the word? yeah, like just pay attention to who your allies truly are. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, you might have to set a boundary this week. And I got to be honest, it might feel really uncomfortable because this could be with somebody that you consider, you know, a friend as well as a colleague or whatever the case might be. But there's some kind of solid or firm boundary that needs to be put in place. And I would do this sort of sooner rather than later because the longer you leave it, the more uncomfortable it will be. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is a time to really reinstate your passions when it comes to the subjects that you are good at, but also the subjects that you know you need to brush up on, right? This is like, it's about really getting your mojo back for learning, but in the right way. And that Hanged Man is basically saying, you know, sometimes to learn something, we just need to pick up a few books, right? We don't necessarily have to say, like, right, I'm going back to school for 3 to 5 years. It's not always that. Sometimes you can do this in other ways. For your love and relations, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Love that. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, whether this is you or your partner, or whether it's both of you, I'm sorry to say, but this looks like it could end up being quite an expensive week. It's like, you know, there's this propensity or this desire to spend money this week. As long as it's money well spent, and only you can decide what that actually looks like, as long as it's money well spent and it really is nourishing you, fulfilling you, and enhancing your lives in some way, don't worry about explaining or justifying it. However, if you're kind of just going through the motions and, you know, this is just to fill a gap at this moment in time, there is something that maybe you need to observe a little bit deeper. I will also say watch out for, you know, all that glitters is not gold and stuff this week as well. For those of you that are single, you could be connecting to somebody this week, but I got to be honest, they're a bit of a peacock. This is, you know, someone that likes to look good, someone that, you know, they like all the finer things and whatnot, but it could end up being a very expensive bill. So you just need to ask yourself, like, is this the kind of connection that I want? For your money and materials, you got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, okay, so look, right? I already said that potentially there's money being spent not in necessarily the best way. And if you are sort of telling yourself fibs or lying to yourself about, you know, what you're getting out of something that you're paying for, this week you are being encouraged to get really brutally honest with yourself about what you're paying for and whether it's doing what you would hope it would do. Because you've got the Hanged Man here as well, it's possible that you're pouring money into something that isn't really delivering, you know, the service that it promised to. So that's something to consider. Another way that this could also show up, because the Seven of Swords is lies, deceit, it can also be theft. All right, so, you know, this week, definitely lock your windows and doors. If you've got items that you leave in your garden that are somewhat valuable, bolt them down, or, you know, at least put a padlock on them or whatever. Like, this is one of those weeks where, like, securing the external aspect of the home is something that I would make sure you are doing, you know, properly and well this week. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this week, don't just put a band-aid on it, whatever that might be, whatever that might mean to you. And especially for those of you that have got, like, you know, like if the anxiety is extra this week, or, you know, the problems or issues with the waterways or even the mucous membranes, etc., right? Like if there are issues and stuff around those things this week, do get them seen to, all right? And then when it comes to your home and environment, just, yeah, like this week, be really, really concrete on locking the home up, making sure that everything's where it needs to be and all of that good stuff. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes out. Take care, and I'll see you soon.